Greetings! Notice anything different? My new camera finally arrived. And because I know somebody's going to ask, it is a Panasonic Lumix TZ58. Yeah, just a very nifty little digital vlogging camera. Anyways, part 2 of the Q&A. Will you stay focused? Yes, thank you. Part 2 of the Q&A. My phone is going to help me out with all the questions, and hopefully I will answer all the remaining ones. Let's get ready. Please stop, camera. Please stop. Tegan_359 asks, where do you buy your clothes from? Now, this is a question that I get a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean to the extent that I already stopped answering it on Instagram. So I'm actually very glad that you asked it. Otherwise, I would have answered it anyways in the FAQ section, because the answer is so simple. You will all not believe me. I get my clothes from very normal stores. Like, this is Forever 21. My pants are H&M there. However, I dyed them because I wanted them green. I also shop at online costume shops. Well, most of my really cool clothes are thrifted clothes, and I have very little clothing from actual costume department shops because they're quite pricey. So yes, secondhand it is. Esterificatio asks, how do you decor your home? DIY or you buy it? I would love some tips. Your house is goals. Gosh, thank you so much. Also, I dream about the house tour. Now, most of my room decorations are DIYs. Some are, of course, like purchases that I made, like lucky finds on medieval markets, in home decor shops. Yeah, DIY mostly. I am planning on maybe doing some DIY tips or home DIY things in the future. Also, a room/house tour is still, maybe going to happen. Because, yeah, I still live at home. Many people think that this is my house. Nope, I live with my mum because it's more convenient. But, house tour/room tour, maybe. Colorful_Kerstin asks, where did you buy your swords? My swords originate from conventions, jumble sales, and because they were gifted to me. Pirate_Wanderan_ asks, when did you decide to become vegan nature woman? Now, the thing is, I don't really identify as vegan, simply, for 2 reasons. Number 1 is because I'm not that strict with myself. If I really want to eat something that is obviously not vegan, and it's not just a random craving of the day, I will eat it because I will eat it. It happens very rarely, I gotta say, but yeah, usually people tend to freak out and then go like, oh, but you said you were vegan. So because of that, mostly because of other people, I just don't even say that I'm vegan anymore, because it's really annoying when you have to explain and justify yourself all the time. And the second reason is because I am not vegan, well, I don't follow a 99% vegan diet because I want to, but also because I have allergies that force me to not have certain things. And well, as for the nature thing, I've always been like that. I've always really loved animals and nature in general. I've always been a tree hugger, so I hope that answers your question. Duchess of Sloths asks, what's your favorite song? Oh gosh, this is hard. I don't think I can decide, to be honest, because I don't really have a favorite song. I listen to score music and game soundtracks and movie soundtracks most of the time. I really love Hans Zimmer and Thomas Ferguson. It's also known as Two Steps from Hell. Amazing. It's epic music, dramatic music. That's my cup of tea. And I also really like classical music, but I can give you the last song that I listened to, which was Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, the cover by Marilyn Manson. I also really like this one. Kangaroo Trex asks, do you date Highelves or just wood elves? Well, wouldn't it be a bit racist to exclude Highelves just because they're Highelves? I'm just saying. Of course I would. Why not? Malanin asks, could you tell us what medium you use to make your elf ears stay in place? Yes, I use spirit gum. I think that is the most basic thing to apply your latex prosthetics with. It doesn't work that well on silicone though. Tom Furry asks, he asked 12 questions, so I will answer them as I go. What made you decide to start cosplaying and LARPing? What did your friends and family think about it? If you're... Okay, no, let's LARP first. I gotta say, I don't really know. I don't really know. I always loved fantasy. I've always loved dressing up. Role-playing. I already really liked role-playing when I was very little. And yeah, at some point I learned about LARP in particular and I really wanted to do it. I just did it because I think when you want to try something or feel like trying something, just try it, even if you don't know anybody else who's doing that. And especially with LARP, like if you have the chance to do it and you are curious about it, just go there. You know? LARPers are really cool, they're really nice, and they're not gonna eat you alive. Unless they're orcs or demons. But that's an in-game thing, but the actual players are not going to eat you alive, so that's fine. I also recommend bringing the sword, just to avoid nasty, being eaten by somebody in-game. Anyways, what my friends and family think about it, well, my family, they started to live with it. It was really, at the beginning they were not really pleased, but at some point they kind of started to realize that just because sorry, my computer is being sassy. So where was I? Yes, just because my hobbies include fantasy and dressing up and being a different character, that is just a hobby and that it's not something that makes me lose hold of reality. I think that's a common misconception that people have about like role players, gamers, LARPers, all of us, is that we just live in our own world. And I mean, up to a point I do live in my own world, but I would more say that I live in this world, but I add a little bit more sparkle and magic to this world, because otherwise I would feel like it's very dull. But I am aware of, what is important on this planet at this time, in this place that I'm at the moment. I think some of my family think it's a bit weird, but that's okay, because, they might also have hobbies that I think are weird. My friends, however, they're my friends. I mean, your friends should value and accept you just the way you are, and love you just the way you are, and if they don't, then they're not your friends. So, my friends think it's cool. If your knee would be healed 100%, would you resume fantasying on a professional level, or would you keep cosplaying and stay in your magical elf world? Now, what makes you think that? Oh my god, what makes you think that one thing kind of doesn't make the other possible at the same time? Because my whole fantasy elf thing was already there way before I started fantasy. I gotta say, I was a bit weird as a kid, okay? But anyways, I don't think it would change anything. Well, it definitely wouldn't change anything, because what I'm doing is who I am, and I would not, want to choose who I am. I, however, wouldn't pick up fencing again, maybe just go there a couple of times just for fun. I think I would put my efforts into something else, because time has passed, I have grown, and I do not want to linger in the past or go back to something that, used to be. We have to move on at some point. Also, because somebody had asked it, back, you see, over here, the tree attached to my bed. Camera, please, thank you. That is the kitty scratching play pole that I made as a DIY for my cat. And if you're wondering how, I went to the forest, I found myself a tree, I dragged that tree home, and then I attached that tree to the bed, and then I attached the kitty basket to the tree. Yes, it was heavy, yes, it was complicated, and yes, it was very much worth it. So here you see DIY life in action. I think now we got it all covered. So yeah, wishing you a wonderful week and see you in the next video. Bye.